So started in Estonia, Estland, Eesti, and Berlin last night, and off to Schwarzenberg, which is about 2 or 3 hours south of here, which is fantastic. We're playing, the Free Republic Schwarzenberg. It's an amazing place, run by amazing people who are amazing artists, and the hall on the stage is filled with all of their artwork, and it's amazing. We're also going to Groningen in the Netherlands to play at Noorderzon Festival.
In a shipping container, no less.
In a shipping container that they've turned into a living room, and they're having these small acoustic concerts in there. Which
should be very interesting, very fun.
And we're playing in Lenzburg in Switzerland, which I have to be honest, last time we played there it was a disaster. The airline had screwed up, and one of our bags that had all of our leads and a lot of our equipment, they sent it to Vienna instead of sending it to Paris. Thank you very much. 2
weeks later we got the bag.
Yeah, so we didn't have all of our equipment in Lenzburg last time at Mad Bar, and it was all a bit strange. So this time it should be nice to go and do an all-acoustic concert there, and I think it'll be really nice there. The place is called Mad Bar, and they have something like 40 different kinds of mead.
And you can even drink it from a horn if you need.
And then we finish at Bruchtal Festival in the mountains in Switzerland, which is Bruchtal is German for Rivendell. So apparently we're expecting a lot of elves, which has to be good.
Yeah,
it's got to be good.
I have no problem with that. That sounds excellent.
So first concert was in Estonia, in a town called Muuga. And we played in an old, I think 19th century old mansion in the hall of this mansion, which was one of the most beautiful places we've ever played, I think.
And the room sounded really beautiful as well. And it was also the furthest north we've ever been, and we were not realising what time it was all the time because it was light right through till about 11:30. No, was it?
Probably about 10, but even at midnight it was still
looked like twilight in the sky, even though it was the middle of the night. So that made for a very different mood, I think, than what we would be used to.
And this is also the first time we've done a completely all acoustic tour as well. So sometimes we'll do occasional acoustic concerts on a tour. This is the first. And
because Muuga Manor wasn't going to be able to be a very loud concert, because I imagine that room is not going to sound very good if something was very loud.
No, it'd be awful.
So we decided that we would do that show acoustically, and then another show at the end of the tour would also require being acoustic. So we thought for the ones in between, we may as well also be acoustic. And that's been quite good because we've had a chance to revisit some songs in a different way. And I always think a good song can be done in a lot of different ways, and if you can strip it right back to 1 or 2 instruments and it's still good, then it must be a good song.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and I always like the idea that a song can be a very sparse acoustic thing with 1 or 2 instruments, or it can be some big full electronic thing, or it can just be total rock or something. And it still should work in in different
either format.
Yeah.
After a concert, people say, which CD should I buy?
Yeah.
And normally I can say that the most recent album, All Campus by Stars, has the most songs on it that we play on this tour. But also there are songs from Light Streaming Down, which is 10 years old this year, that we still play. And there's also one off An Inexact Science and some off Selected Anachronisms as well. Yeah. Nein, mein Deutsch ist nicht sehr gut.
We keep just learning things like Schattenparker and Frauenversterne. Brötchen über der Spule aufschneiden. Someone who cuts the bread rolls over the sink instead of reading this. That's good.
But Schattenparker is the best one, I think.
Or Warmdusche.
Yeah.
Taker of warm showers. Actually, I actually think Frauenversterne, understander of women, that's got to be the best one, I think.
But when our friend explained to us about Schattenparker, someone who parks in the shade, we explained that in Australia you have to park in the shade, otherwise your car is too hot to touch to drive the steering wheel.
And his response was, oh, a nation of Schattenparkers. Yeah. So I guess
that's us.
We are.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. So our German may be terrible, but it's better than our Estonian.
Oh.
That was really hard.
I think by the end of it, I actually could say Aida, which without saying. How was I saying it?
Don't say it, you'll just confuse yourself.
But it's all good now. That's the word for thank you in Estonian. At least I managed to learn that. Even if the girl at the hotel did laugh at me when I said it. We have a couple of famous stories we always go back to.
Because this year has been fairly
uneventful
so far. There hasn't been anything completely crazy.
The craziest thing that ever happened to us, I think, was in Romania in 2003. We had to get up very early to go to the airport to fly back to somewhere.
Prague.
Yeah. So we ordered some taxis very early in the morning, and this taxi driver didn't speak any English but thought it was...
Just to back up, there was 2 taxis because there was 3 of us. We had our bass player Steve with us at the time, and we couldn't fit all of the equipment and all of us into the little Dacias, the taxis they have in Bucharest, so we had to order 2. And Steve used to like to tip the taxi drivers when they were just completely crazy, and it was like a roller coaster for him.
Yeah.
So he'd give them extra because it was...
The crazier it was, the more he would tip them.
And when the taxis arrived, he took one look at the drivers and said, "This one looks boring, you can have him, I'm going to take this one." Turns out Steve got the boring one.
Because this guy thought it was hilarious if he reached over into the glove box and pulled out a gun.
And pointed a gun at me. And we're not good with guns, we don't really like guns, they're not our thing. And sort of go, holy crap. And then I was just thinking, this is it. We lose.
Dead. Goners.
I didn't think he was going to kill us. I thought he's just going to rob us and we lose everything. It turns out it was just that it was 6 o'clock in the morning. He'd been drinking Slivovitz or Palinka or whatever you call it, and he was a bit drunk and thought it was hilarious to pull out a gun.
And then he was like pointed at your friend in the other taxi.
And so he leans out the window and yeah. And he gave me the gun and he showed me it wasn't loaded, and I'm like, I don't really want this. So yeah, that was the taxi driver gun thing was the probably the craziest.
The one we always come back to.
It's hard to top that.
It is hard to top that.
It's probably good. It's probably good.
Well, it's another good story, and I can't remember what you still want to tell.
Yeah, basically just thanks to everyone who's actually coming to gigs, because obviously we're an independent band on an independent label. We don't have
Millions of dollars.
Coca-Cola behind us or something like that. So it's actually through, we don't have a million advertising budget. So it's actually, through people coming to our concerts and telling their friends and bringing them. That's how we're actually able to keep doing this. So to anyone who is coming to concerts and buying CDs, we thank you very much.
Okay.
Especially in a time like this when no one seems to really have any money anymore. What's the mess?
What's the mess?
Arigatou gozaimasu. You have dziękuję. Merci beaucoup. And dankuvel. Actually, that's about all we know. Obrigado. We haven't been to Portugal in a long time.
No.
So yes, thank you.
Alright.